All right, welcome back, everybody, to the MF Rec League. We have another game heading on our way tonight. We got a game between, once again, GIT playing against Andy's team. So, we got two pretty high-scoring teams, don't you say, Jake?
Yeah. This should be a good game. I'm really looking forward to it. In memory of Paul, have two subs today. Actually, I tell a huge fat lie. They have one sub today, which is average Ape.
Yeah, Ape's going to be subbing in for spooky action, so that will be the one caveat that we'll have today. Are we jumping straight into ban phase? And I don't expect. I think Andy's team has a slight edge in ban phase, just because they did just get to see what GIT was preferring last game, but I don't think we're going to see much deviation from them.
Yeah, I'm interested. Well, there you go. That's.
Right off
I
the
mean,
bat.
we saw what happened last game. GIT got this Lilia pick. I don't think that's the one and only game you get in this season. Orion, good
Yeah,
luck, buddy.
good luck, brother. I don't expect much. Only because I am Reclats. You're no. Okay. All right. When people think of a memory Paul, they don't think of Reclats. They think of Andy. All right.
Ooh, that one's gonna sting.
It's true. Hell, people don't even think of me when they think of my team half the time. They think of Johnny.
True. Wait, I'm in the same boat. They think of Cola. They don't think of me. Wait, but I'm a support. I'm used to being,
Yeah, you're used to being,
in people's minds.
You see, they don't think about all the little macro adjustments you make for your team. They see the
No,
50k damage that,
they
Koa
see the Zinzao
and
support.
Jin.
They see the Zinzao support. Level 2 Roman blue buff putting Johnny on tilt. But nobody wants to talk about that. They just
Alright.
want to say that it was troll because we lost.
We're going to look into the ban phase here. Right off the bat, we're going to see Lilia, Silas, and Emilio. Those are three unique champions you did not expect to see. A lot of teams have been targeting either Devin's kind of small champ pool or just taking out Scott's Aatrox. But instead, they're going to opt to target more of like these team fighting champions. The Silas that can make their ultimate's really annoying, or the Emilio, which makes me think that they're going to be trying to go for a more CC heavy bot lane. With those, remove like an Ashe Leona or something.
And you see, obviously ban Skarner because it's busted, and then they just look to take away two of Andy's champions, Vigar and Aurelion Sol, which, if you leave Viego up, Sam will take it. He loves that champion.
Yeah, that is a champion that I was surprised made it through ban phase. We're seeing the Vigar, Asel, Skarner. There's no Viego, so he's allowed to get onto his champion. We might be seeing another example like we saw last game of why these champions are permabanned against these players.
And they pick up the Aatrox for Scott and Ashe for the name escapes me.
Devin.
That's the one.
Yeah, so they're grabbing two of their comfort picks. These are champions that they have a lot of experience playing on. So right now we're seeing a lot of these comfort bans get through ban phase, and Yumi bot Sedgelev are going to snatch up the Sivir Karma,
which has really good lane prowess. Sivir Karma is extremely good lane prowess. And it's something like Ashe, that's what you want. You don't want Ashe just to be able to auto attack you and run you down a lane. You can't do that against Sivir Karma because Karma is just going to hit you with one mantra Q. But the Renata,
I don't like Renata here. Typically Renata is reserved for more engage heavy comps, and right now the only real engage is the Viego. So it's going to be a really rough laning phase for that Renata.
I don't completely hate it, but yeah, in the 2v2, it's rough. I think they're going to be playing the Renata more as, the ult late game to try and help disrupt this Viego, keep the Viego off the front line, or even the back line. And then obviously, you can't put a price on Renata's W. The bailout is incredibly good.
Yeah, it is. You're always going to have that extra survivability with that Renata, so it definitely helps with the Aatrox combo, like you said. Let's see, going into this, taking away Lissandra, so they don't want Andy to be on that more facilitator role to allow Reclats to have a lot of pressure in the mid lane.
I'm taking away Akali. Who's the Akali player over on GIT?
Moxian. Moxian plays a decent amount of Akali.
That's true. They do still
I
have
just
Syndra open.
Yeah, I don't see really why you're scared of Akali though, because you have the Karma who can always just put W on her in a team fight. And I think I'd rather see like an Ari band out instead of, because that's something he's more comfortable on.
And the Fizz as well. So definitely, we always see this. Andy always soaks a lot of bans, but he has such a deep champion pool, it really doesn't matter that much. So it's just what you are comfortable playing against and what you aren't comfortable playing against.
True. We're going to be seeing the Malphite picked up, so they are going to swoop that in with the Silas ban on the side of In Memory of Paul. It's something that can be flexed around. That also makes me think it might be Malphite jungle. That is a surprisingly actually a pretty good pick into the Viego. It's not the best time for the Sivir, but it's good there, and it baits out the Ornn pick, which I don't really know why you would need to bait out the Ornn pick because you already see the Aatrox. I don't know why I'm yapping.
Is that an average ape Ornn? Or do I assume they all got into the right
that's average
place?
ape Ornn.
Okay.
They're throwing him on something that's pretty simple to play, not too hard, gonna always be there for your team. The real question is, what do they pick into the Anivia here?
And Andy Anivia is no slouch too. I don't hate the Ari pick.
I think it's going to be a rough laning phase. This Ari, I know they want to put him on something comfortable, but it's going to be rough post 6 and pre 6. Because pre 6 you're super gank susceptible, and post 6 Anivia just one shot to the wave.
Yeah, you just look to clear waves, right? That's all that Anivia is going to do. It's going to be hard to punish. But there's also a lot of setup with Anivia Viego. You can, if pre-6, at least, you can trap them behind the wall. Once Ari hits 6, it becomes a lot harder. And I think that's probably the angle that Moxian's taking. He just doesn't want to int to this Andy Recklats combo. And I think having a Malignance Ari facilitates that extremely well.
Yeah. You're never really going to have a lot of pressure on the Ari post 6. It's just about denying the laning phase, which I like. Now, the real question is, which team are you preferring? Like, looking at both these team comps, you got super heavy scaling on the left side, but you have more of this pick potential on the right side. So which team are you preferring more looking at both these team comps?
Nameplates off, there's a lot of go potential, like you say, on this Aatrox, Malphite, Ari, Ashe comp. Like, they've got a clear go button. As soon as your Malphite ults, you want to see your Aatrox, your Ari, your Ashe. Everybody else is following up. As long as you do that on the right target, I think it's hard to survive all that burst. You have Karma. Karma is your way to survive. Everybody else is kind of playing for themselves. You know, you have the Viego, you have the Anivia. They're all kind of playing for themselves. It's hard to rely on a teammate to save you in that like scenario.
Yeah, I think that's why they opted to go for the Sivir.
And I love the Malphite. I like you say, you think it plays really well in a Viego. I just love seeing Malphite. I think as a champion, it's a very good champion. It's very easy. All you got to do is just ult a priority target, and that target should die. If that target doesn't die, it's a team diff. True.
Now, the only issue, though, is that it is Malphite into Sivir, so they are going to have to get that spell shield out somehow, and I think that probably is just going to be baiting it with an Ashe ultimate or something. If they see that like she's like caught out a little bit, they just shoot the Ashe ult, bait it out, and then maybe they can look in for a Malphite engage if they try and find it through that way.
Do you think Civ is the priority target this game, though, given that they have an Anivia Viego?
I think they just kind of need to take her out of the fight. I think that's a pretty good priority. Like, I know Anivia is going to be an issue, but the Sivir, she's just going to be hitting for free. And a Sivir late game will probably do more DPS than a Anivia, surprisingly.
I would argue I want to see the Anivia dead immediately. I think Anivia staying alive does too much in the means of disrupting the fight, and I think it's harder to follow up on Sivir if Anivia wall and ult comes out. If Anivia's knocked up, she doesn't have that, ability to do that. So I would rather see the ult go onto Andy here, one-shot Andy, and then look to transition into the Sivir. But, there's avenues for anything.
Yeah. There's not just one way to play a team fight out. It's going to be interesting to see how they do it, though. Will they put more pressure in a side lane? They did pick up the Aatrox. They have the Ari, who can be a bit of a nuisance if they drag the Anivia away from the team fight. It's really easy to set up plays on her, especially if Viego and Karma aren't covering her.
Yeah, and I love the Ornn pick too. I think it facilitates their team really well because if this goes late, you're gonna have a really strong, like you say, Siva and Nivea Viego. I think just being able to upgrade their items even more so, make them that little bit stronger, is going to be extremely good. So I'm glad that they put Ape on something simple top lane where he shouldn't run down into Scott, but he's also going to have a lot of agency late game just from being on.
Yeah, definitely. And thankfully, the Ornn has a pretty decent time as soon as he's able to get Bramble. Like it's a staple like pro play counter pick where you lose a little bit early, but then you just end up outscaling. So I like that they, like I said, I like that they put him on it.
I'm really interested to see this bot lane. I know Madav's made the switch this season from going from Sedge Lover, from going top lane into the ADC role. So I'm interested to see how he, matches up with Devmets, who's, very comfortable on ADC, and Swice, who's extremely comfortable on support.
One thing I want to talk about though, what do you feel about Aftershock Malphite?
Um, I don't know how to feel about it.
Okay.
My
So
honest.
one thing I typically do, I've played it before and I've had friends who play it. You go PTA on Malphite. It gives you a lot more skirmishing power early because you just auto W auto, and since your W is an auto attack reset, it just gives you more damage early and it helps in ganks. The Aftershock is just more, I guess, team fighting potential because you'll go in and you'll be super tanky on that one ultimate, but it's definitely something.
If you don't hit the ultimate for whatever reason, or it gets spell shielded, you have essentially a useless rune.
Yeah. And there's no more like what's it called? What was that one mage item? Eternal Winter? No. That's the TFT variant.
Everfrost?
Yeah, Everfrost. Like maybe I don't think there's an item like Everfrost that you can use in this game
No,
to
sadly not.
proc it. Predator Superior? I mean, you could just go Precision Standard and then go Domination Secondary. And then you get out
hmm
access to Tenacity as well in your kit.
And Ape, I really like that he got aggressive for a ward here. He's a jungler, so he understands the importance of that ward. They now have, full vision on the Malphite. They see where he's going to path from Raptors here, which, that's League of Legends, which is a game of imperfect information. It's extremely valuable to know where the jungler is.
Real question is though, why did he do the Ornn tech, but he bought 2 pots instead of refillable?
Maybe he's scared. I don't know. I maybe he wants 50 gold, dude. I don't know.
It's something, I guess. He's just doesn't have an item in laning phase. He's just gonna try and grab the first 3 CS and then bait or just build his D shield. Andy putting some pressure onto Moxie here in the mid lane, gonna get a really good trade, and Nivea has one of the most brutal level 2 trades. She hits a single Q, you're losing half your health.
And Abe. Love to see that this man doesn't have an ego. He'll sit under turret all game.
Mm-hmm. That's what you like to see out of your top laner. All right, know your role.
Yeah, a lot rides on this game in the means of Andy. He has been telling us that Sam never ganks mid.
It's definitely something I have heard him say, unfortunately. Ghost going to be popped by Devmets here, trying to chase down Sedge Lover. He's going to be popped by Yumi Bot. Flashing forward is Devin. They have enough damage, and that's going to be... No, really good job by Yumi Bot to flash afterwards to give the shield, allowing Sedge Lover to stay alive.
And that's 3 sums for 3 sums, right?
Yeah.
All in all, Siva just has to take the L, just has to go back to base.
Yeah, they try.
Reset,
They have to
come
shove
back.
this wave as fast as they can, though. Otherwise, she won't lose out on anything.
Sadly, I don't think they're going to get it in here.
Yeah, they won't be able to, unfortunately. Looking to rather
Recognizing
trade
that,
back
they get
onto...
good poke.
Yeah. Yeah, but the only problem is they do have that Malphite jungle, so it's not like they have like a Rek'Sai or something that could actually punish these summonerless bot laners.
You gotta trash talk these Yumi players out. I was one of them, dude. I got hate. Every Yumi player knows what it's like to get the hate being a Yumi player. So if I get it, he can get it.
Yeah, got a good early
It's a
skirmish here.
2v2.
Rek'Lat's, they don't have enough damage though. Rek'Lat's gonna be able to get not be able to get away, and that will be first kill going over to Orion here. Good early skirmishing by the mid jungle duo of GIT, and they will have enough damage. So that will be a double kill onto the Malphite.
Who's laughing at the aftershock now? PTA what? The damage is enough. It's there.
Yeah,
Orion knows it.
Let's check out that aftershock damage.
he's been in the lab. He's been cooking.
Yeah,
I never question Orion.
That is really rough for the side of In Memory of Paul. You do not want to see a Malphite getting early lead. Good knockback by Swice here to disengage the Karma. Some trading here in the top lane. Got some spam pings towards the Malphite and his quick early bounty. Ape, be careful. He's going to flash on you. And yeah, that's going to be a solo kill for Scuttler here in the top lane.
That's the range auto coming out right there.
Yeah, and that's just the inexperience in the top lane. I saw it coming from a mile away. The second Aatrox hit that second Q2, you have to flash that the second you know he's going to go for the Q3.
It doesn't feel great if you're In Memory of Paul right now. Scott's level 6 though.
Ultimate going to be popped here, and with the extra healing and movement speed, we'll be able to just get away, disengage that. And now Ape's at half health, coming back to lane.
Now I'm interested to see how GIT transition this. They've picked up some good early kills. Malphite is going to be swiftly approaching level 5 here, soon to be level 6. How do you transition this?
He's already level 5. He's probably about 3 camps away from level 6, so I think they just need to take advantage of the fact that he's not 6 yet and start taking some objectives. You do see them hovering towards the Void Grubs here, and they are going to look to grab these before the Malphite actually hits the spike. Abe going to sack some top waves, so playing for his jungler here. Ooh,
and taking advantage.
That's what I was talking about. Once he hits level 6, it becomes brutal for the Ahri.
And he took advantage of that level lead that he had right there, and Moxian forced a reset, and he's going to have to TP back in to catch this wave.
Yeah, the good thing is he does at least have the TP saved from the early skirmish, so we'll only miss out on a few CS here. Dragon going to be started by Orion here. They starting to move down. They have mid prior, and I think he might have to sack this. Yuumi bot moving over. Orion might be in a really bad spot. Has no flash. Rek'Lat's coming down. Ghost going to be popped by DevMets, but I think they just got to abandon him. Oh, that's going to be a shutdown going over to Rek'Lat's here.
Good move from Yuumi. If Red Side had a ward in their Tri-Brush or River somewhere, that play is a lot less likely to succeed.
And this is what we're talking about. In Memory, Paul needs to take advantage of the fact that Orion is not 6 yet, so the Viego's still going to be a little bit stronger. And unfortunately, we'll be able to pick up that shutdown and slowly creeping his way towards the Bork, or not the Bork, the Kraken Slayer here for the Viego. Yeah, I definitely think Orion should just run mid as soon as he hits level 6 before Andy's able to get those cooldowns back up.
Yeah, I mean, Egg has an extremely long cooldown, right?
It's like, I think...
Oh, 240 seconds. It's
4-minute cooldowns, yeah.
Less than a flash, yeah.
Yeah, but the only good thing is that, like, even if they use it, they're going to probably get the egg anyway, and then they should have enough damage afterwards to still kill Andy. Ooh, Ape getting his E interrupted and taking a really bad trade. Scott might just look to dive Ape here, actually, top lane. If he stacks up the Q3 and then just goes Q3 and powered auto, he kills him. But instead,
I know Ape.
Moxian
Ape
is
is
moving
not
up.
happy about this situation.
Yeah, it's a rough time. Yeah, typically it's a matchup where you go down like 20-30 CS, but you will have outscaled the Aatrox. But the fact that he's getting solo killed, oh damn, Moxian just getting zoned off the mid wave here. Gonna pop the ultimate, but with Orion moving in here, just gonna use the ultimate, and yeah, that's like I said. Andy doesn't have flash. That is a dead Anivia. Rek'Lats
the flash is
flashing
up 10
forward. Moxian had the flash up, but didn't opt to use it.
And I think the Viego might be able to win this out
Yeah,
here.
he has Conqueror stacked. And yeah, that's
Really well
really bad for GIT. They get the kill onto Andy, but unfortunately they give over 2 kills to Rek'Lats, who's now sitting on 1,000 gold and has the Kraken Slayer in base.
And is extremely comfortable in positions like this. He's such a confident Viego player. Not many Viegos, I think, would have opted to take that 2v1 right there, but he knows the limits of Viego extremely well.
Yeah, I said that Moxian had flash, but unfortunately Moxian plays on like 80 ping, so and he's a pretty bad computer, so he probably just didn't have enough reaction time to flash the.
And Ape really not enjoying top lane here, but he's doing his job.
Yeah,
Teleport's
Viego
now
will
elite.
die there. Yeah, Unleash TP's coming out. Andy about to have it in the next few seconds. Apes is about 80% of the way there. So they will have it for the next dragon fight, which is in a minute. Ultimate going to be popped by Ape here. Scott going to be forced to flash away from the ultimate. I don't think they have it anymore. Ultimate going to be used by Scott here to try and take the 3v1. And that will be a kill going over to Andy here. So unfortunately not. Just getting a little too hyphy there. He wanted to go for the outplay potential, but ended up dying for it.
Yumi bot gets some really good roams off this game.
Yeah.
Realizing the state of the game, knowing that he's got to help Andy here, find his way, get his foot in. So just opting to leave Madav bot lane and just moving in. He's got first move. Slice is unable to move at the same tempo that Yume is.
I just noticed something. Look at the CS difference in the jungle. It is getting really bad really fast.
Yeah, it's I do believe Viego is supposed to out jungle the Malphite.
Yeah.
So I'm not completely surprised, but he is definitely full steam ahead right now.
Let's see, what is Orion maxing? Okay. You're not supposed to max E on Malphite jungle. You're actually supposed to max W because it gives you more AoE damage than the E. So that's probably also why his clear is a bit slower.
But he's cooking.
It's cooking. Oh yeah, sure. He is going AP Malphite, I just realized. Yeah, no tank Malphite around here. Malignance into tank? I guess, yeah, for the more just ultimates potential. Yumi bot getting caught out here. Sedge Lover getting jumped on. Double ultimates used. They are able to find the kill back. Rek'Lat's being forced to flash away. Aatrox going to pick up the shutdown here with the TP coming in. Ape responds with the TP, finds a nice 2-man knockup, but Scuttler is going onto the back line, and now Ape's in a quick 1v5 scenario. Another kill going to be going over to Moxian here. And unfortunately, they just took a really bad fight.
And my hat goes off to Scott. Scott, this series and last series, does not hesitate on these TP plays at all.
Yeah.
And it's proven to work out for his team immediately. He's always the first to TP. He's always the first to impact the fight. I'm really liking what I'm seeing out of Scott from top lane here.
Yeah, definitely showing. He's one of the better tops in the league here, despite being a role swap. Moxie going to be forced to ult again. It just feels really bad, this matchup.
And that's a profane finished on Aatrox. This Ornn might be in a world of trouble.
Yeah.
If Aatrox wants to set up a freeze. Well, he won't be able to freeze because Hydra.
Yeah. Won't be able to, but, he's still going to be doing a lot of damage to him. Let's see. Let's go check the gold graph. Quick 2k gold lead for the Aatrox in the top lane. 600 for Viego in the jungle. Pretty dead even, surprisingly, in the mid lane. Ooh, God. Moxian getting... Oh, but the Karma's going to be there to clean up the kill. Fortunately, Ari just getting 3-man dove.
Andy doesn't ask for ganks, guys.
Yeah.
That just happened. Andy didn't say a word. That just happened. doesn't count.
Yeah, he's not asking for them. They're just showing up because they want to.
And this is Yumi again. You know, right place, right time. Really good flash from
Yeah.
Sam to make sure that he doesn't miss that W there.
I will say, though, for a Yumi player, Bro has some pretty decent macro.
He does. And I was saying this, I don't know if it was last series when we was talking about the game. I was saying this Mike, extremely good support. Very smart, very intelligent, knows where he's supposed to be.
Ooh, Ape gonna get hit by that Ash arrow, but no follow-up. They
W, little bro.
have to be careful here. Arclass, you don't want that, brother.
And this Malphite has to ult the Viego, right? Like that's the priority target.
Yeah.
Thus far.
I don't really care about Nevia right now. That Viego is, and he's going for the Essence Reaper, so he's playing for the one-shot build. Moxie going to use the ultimate here to dodge out on the Ornn ult, which is honestly a fine trade. Ornn ult's like a 2.5 minute cooldown. Ahri ult's like a 50-second cooldown at this point. Like, they don't care about wasting that thing. Speaking of ult, Ryan looking in here. Viego's going to jump in onto the Aatrox. He's going to pop the ultimate, going to get a quick 2-man knockup, and he's not even going to be able to get the ultimate off before he's dead. One kill going for each side of the top jungle of GIT here. Moxian might be caught out, though. And yeah, at least getting a trade back, despite losing the top jungle for a memory Paul. Flash going to be used by Orion. Andy going to respond back with the flash as well as Yumibot's flash as well. Shutdown going over to the Anivia and might have enough damage here. Going to be able to find the stun connection, but with no vision, will not be able to get the kill back onto Scott, so he will be able to crawl away.
And again, Yumi's right place, right time. The past 3 times he's been able to capitalize on, you know, just a slight overstay from red side here.
Yeah, and the good thing is that he has a Sivir in the bot lane who's had a 200 gold bounty because she's just been clearing waves on repeat.
WQ boring champion. Let's not facilitate it.
Yeah, I'll just notice it that there is a bounty for them to pick up there in the bot lane.
Yeah. Hate that champion. If you pick Sivir bot, you're boring. Sorry.
I told you this.
The one champion.
This team's going for the most hated bot lane. All right, they've already played Seraphine, Sona, Yumi, Kog'Maw, or Lulu, Kog, Yumi, Sivir, now Sivir, Karma. Ultimate gonna be popped by Scott here in the top lane, and Karma's here once again. Will have
I don't think it
maybe.
matters.
Nah, because the Ash arrow comes in. Moxie gonna use the ultimate to steal the shutdown from Scott.
The charm, sadly. Yeah, my ADC does love Sivir, Mike, but that doesn't mean I like it.
I'll be honest, if I'm Scott there, I'm kind of tilted. All right. Moxie has to realize he's not the carry of this game. Aatrox is. You're just the old charm bot. So taking that shutdown is a pretty feels bad moment.
Yeah, but I mean, it also helps Moxian, you know, find his footing as well this game. I don't completely hate gold going on to Ahri. I think a lot of the pick potential comes from Ahri when you follow up with the Malphite ult. So I don't think sharing the wealth is terribly bad. Scott's always going to be winning this 1v1 top now. So I think, you know, 1 tier 2, 700 gold, he's tripled what he would have made off of that kill.
Yes.
Andy spam pinging Sam. You know what that means. Dude, why aren't you coming mid?
Yeah. Hasn't been able to really like free farm that well this game. Rek'Lat's going to be spotted on some vision here. Swice getting caught out here. Going to miss the ultimate. And Swice going to be dead right before this dragon fight. Ultimate going to be used by Ape, who's going to turn back onto Devin, who's really far out. But with this pick, they should be able to secure the dragon here, despite Scott being here at 2 items. Still looking for some more continued fighting. Rek'Lat's looking to turn off the dragon, back onto the Malphite here. He's going to go deep into the backline. Ultimate going to be picked up. Going to find the reset, but that is not a tanky Malphite. Scott getting some big AoE damage. Devin turning back onto the Ape here, who's going to get disengaged by the Anivia wall. They will be able to find one more kill, though, with the Ahri ultimate. Who's going to go actually deep. Moxian going in a little too hyphy. 3 for 2 fight so far. Renata is back on the map, so they do have to be careful. Dragon going to be secured. Seraph's going to be popped by the Anivia here, and with the Renata here, they can just continue to look for fighting. Scott going to secure the kill onto Andy with the bailout. Will Bill be able to find the kill onto Sivir? Perfectly timed by Swice. And just a really, really long extended fight there.
Scott is running amok this game on the Aatrox. He's so scary. Even though the fight originally looks so good for blue side, Scott just comes in, level 13 Aatrox, just presses ult, immediately forces 3 champions from blue side away.
Yeah, and the thing is, I don't think he ever autoed that Orin, so he was never actually anti-healed. So he was just free firing, and the more damage you do as Aatrox, the more you heal, and he's doing a full lethality build. So he was hitting those squishies, and he was healing back to full.
I love the vision from Moxian, not scared to go in.
Mm-hmm.
I think there was a chance there that he actually picks up the Karma, and maybe even the other squishy, the one that wasn't Andy. I forget who it was.
I think it was Sedge Lover.
Yeah, sadly gets stunned.
Yeah, unfortunate. I think he lost vision for like half a second, so Reckless was able to get a W off onto him. A bit more of a sloppy game so far from MM Paul. Haven't really been playing around mid lane as well as they normally do. You know, top lane isn't as stable as they might have liked with Spooky Action being out. Maybe it might have gone differently. Who knows? But barring that, they are going to look to turn onto Scott here. Going to use the Orin ultimate. Going to dodge out on the Q2 and the Q3. Ash Arrow coming in. Really good buffer by the Ape, though. But unfortunately, Renata is here, just disengaging everyone. Still has the bailout onto Scott. He's going to turn on to Sedge Lover. Going to find one. Going to find two. Going to find his third. Turning his attention onto Yuumi bot here. And might be able to get away, but no siree. Will be forced to flash, and that will be a triple kill, and they will turn their sights onto Baron.
Scott is not messing around. They threw everything at Scott right there. I don't know. Let me double check. Did Reckless have ult throughout that, or were they just fighting off timer? Reckless had ult.
He had ultimate.
He just didn't see an angle to use
he never,
it.
Yeah, he never got someone low enough to be able to get a reset. And unfortunately, as soon as Scott got that one kill, he just started healing like a motherfucker. And I think we're starting to see why Aatrox is banned away against this team. Third item for Scott here. He is... Yeah, it doesn't matter. Viego, Karma, Anivia, Sivir, doesn't matter. 1Q, they're taking like a third of their health gone. He already has Bramble. He's already applying Grievous. It's no longer CC. That got removed like 2 seasons ago. Honestly, if I'm Orin, I'm just gonna build like Locket and Knight's Vow. Like I'm broke. I've not been allowed to side lane. I just need to start prioritizing some cheap, inexpensive support items to help this team.
Yeah. Same with Karma. I think Karma, she has the Shurelys. I wouldn't even hate to see. I think it's a Redemption or a Locket.
Yeah. I think Redemption's a bit better just because he needs to apply that AoE heal because they are fighting in really group spaces. You know, they're going to be jumping onto your Malphite, or they're going to be using Malphite ult to jump onto your backline. So having that large AoE heal on top of your Mantra E is just going to be so much utility.
Just got to hope they survive long enough for the Redemption to land.
Yeah.
With the amount of damage Scott's putting out, it's not out of the question that that's not.
Yeah, it takes 2.5 seconds for Redemption to fall down from the sky, and I think Scott can get through one rotation at Q in that time.
So how do you deal with this Aatrox?
You just gotta find him picked out. So thankfully he is going for a more squishy build. One stacked bush, and that's enough for a team fight. If they can prioritize, they have to throw everything at Scott and allow Andy or Recklats to get that reset onto him. That is the only way they win a team fight now. Recklets has to be careful here. Might be caught out, walking right into that brush, and he's dead. That's going to be Dragon going over to GIT here. They are going to have to disengage.
And in memory of Paul, really looking human.
Yeah.
This series, they may have met their match.
Yeah. Maybe daytime games are how you beat them. All right, don't allow them to play at night. Yeah.
Get him out of bed early. This Andy falling once again.
Just
Beautiful
overextending. Heal going to be used. Mantra E and still going to get the... That's a 3-item Aatrox, man. You're not saving that Anivia. Ultimate going to be used by the Ashe here. Going to find it onto the Karma. Trying to go in deep. Big 3-man ultimate by the Renata. Malphite going to find a big 2-man ultimate. They're just tower diving them for fun. Recklets is here, though. I'm going to miss the ultimate. Or going to miss the flash. And that's a rage ult.
Oh, no.
That's a rage ult. He's tilted.
And if you know Sam, he's not happy right now.
Yeah.
From being 3-1 to 3-7, yeah, he's not happy at all.
Like, why the fuck is my top laner? Why is the enemy top 13-1, man? Where's spooky action, man? What the hell is this?
Sam is definitely going next right now. Sam he's got his cat in his arms while he's playing, stroking this cat. He's thinking about next game.
Yeah, and that's honestly all you can really do at this point. Like, it's a 10k gold lead, but Scott is still killable, but bro's just gonna pop hole and run away.
There was no down talk on Ape. He's just up talking Scott. There's a difference.
Yeah, I'm not saying anything bad about Ape. I'm just saying they would rather have their top laner. I'm glad I voted correctly. Let's check the odds, actually. What were the odds? Let's see. It was 89 to 11, so 90% of people thought it was going to be going in favor of In Memory of Paul here. Yeah, 3K is going to get you a pretty nice reward out, Nugget.
And GIT, they're just carrying momentum from their previous series, right? Like, they are playing extremely well right now.
Yeah. And that's also one of the good things about playing a back-to-back series is that it can kind of dictate how you go into the next series. If you guys stomp, you guys are feeling good. You know, you're warmed up. You know, you're already playing together, so you already know how everyone's played. But if you have a bad series, it can definitely derail the second one. But thankfully for them, they pulled out in the first one, a quick 2-0.
And Orion hits the Malignance and immediately goes into tank. I really like that decision.
Yeah. And he's going for the cheap tank items as well. He went for the Abyssal Mask, which helps out the Ahri. And just helps his damage out more. Let's see here. GA going to be completed. So not only does he have GA, he's going to have that Renata bailout. This Aatrox is unkillable at this point. They have to like catch him out in a side lane or something all the way away from his team, and I don't see him split pushing anytime soon. I think he's just going to group and they're going to start Baron here. Renata going to pop the Shurelias, but doesn't look like Sejulev wants to commit to it. Baron going to be started by GIT, and that's just going to be free Baron. Smite going to use to secure it, and they're going to turn their attention onto Dragon spawning here in a minute.
And I love that from Dev. I love that he just throws the ult out. He knows he's on such a low cooldown. If it hits, great. If it doesn't matter. It's up in 30 seconds. Let me actually check the cooldown of that real quick.
Yeah, Sivir has cleanse instead of ghost. Yeah, it's definitely something. It's a bit more passive, but I don't think that's the reason they're losing. I think it's a miserable Sivir game for super fed Aatrox. Yeah, Mountain Soul and Baron buff. It's just wraps at this point. We're just slowly waiting for the game to end. Moxian going to be called out here, going to use the ultimate to disengage, and now Rek'Lats won't have the ultimate. I think he was just trying to find any angle he could to get some gold because he knows he can't play for the dragon here.
And that just feels bad. Knowing you have to concede a mountain soul
Yeah.
is one of the worst feelings. When you know you can't fight it, and if you fight it, it's just game. It's tough to just sit back and take that loss.
And Aatrox now, with just GA as his only bonus armor, has 182 armor.
Oh, no.
Rek'Lats just going to be caught out there. He's just rage splitting at this point.
Well played for Moxian to stick around in the Pixel Brush, and really good arrow from that.
Ooh, Orin going to use the ultimate onto Malphite here in the mid lane, but guys, where's your damage? Aatrox is here hitting your backline, going to pop the egg from the Anivia, so they won't be able to find anything else. Ultimate going to fall off for the Aatrox. Big AoE damage, going to force out at least Devon's Flash and Ghost here, but Ape's just getting DPS down. At the same time, Moxie is just splitting top lane for free. Swice going to use the Redemption here just to continue the siege of their base, trying to keep his team healthy.
You have no Aatrox ult here. They have no Malphite ult.
You can just go to base, play a little slower. You know, you don't want to play too aggressive, but Moxian actually going to find an angle onto Andy here in mid lane, who doesn't have the egg because it was popped in the last fight. Going to be a double kill for the mid laner here. Aatrox just hitting that bot turret, and there's nothing that Viego can do. Malphite already has ultimate. He could literally just look to ult here if he wants to.
Really good charm from Moxie in there, realizing that, you know, Andy has nothing left.
Ooh, big flash. Ryan going to follow up with the ultimate. Won't have enough damage, but Ryan will flash forward. Aatrox going to have his ultimate already back up. Going to look to turn onto Ape here. Going to find the interruption. Going to flash forward, and that's going to be all she wrote. 29-12 in favor of GIT.
In a 31-minute game, Moxie in at the end there saying, okay, you want to flash on me constantly in lane? How about this one? Really well played here from GIT. I'm loving what I'm seeing.
It's going to be all she wrote. 13-1 Aatrox, leading the way for his team. 41k damage. Aatrox did almost more damage than Ape, Rek'Lats, and Andy combined.
And Sam is not happy, Rek'Lats.
Yeah.
He was 3-1, ending the game 3-9. You gotta question what happened between that for him to end up 3-9.
And you also gotta realize he wasted his Viego on that game. All right, he doesn't get to play it anymore, so he's gonna be stuck playing something else. Probably gonna default to the brand. So it's gonna be interesting to see how they play this out game 2. They just need to reset their mental.
And if there's any team that can reset their mental, I think it's Andy's team.
Yeah.
Andy can rally the troops. Yet it didn't go as planned game 1, but I think, you know, they can go into game 2 with a fresh enough mental that they can make something happen. So it's not going to be easy for GIT, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. And also, that removes Scott's Aatrox, so it's going to be interesting to see what he plays when he's not on that comfort pick of his.
Hopefully not Renekton.
Yeah, hopefully not. I don't know, though. I'd probably still rather watch Scott's Renekton than Al's Gwen.
Yeah, I assumed you was
I was crying.
not happy watching that.
I was tilted. Yeah. That Renekton got away with murder in a lot of parts of that game. Bet carefully. True. Debmet's Ash is gone. No longer on the Arbot.
But he's still got weapons in the arsenal. We know that. It was banned away last series.
Want to see the betting odds? I think it'll probably be closer to 50% this time. I don't think it's going to be a landslide, but I also don't think teams are just going to flip-flop.
What do you think the locker room talk is? That's a good question that I want to ask.
I think it's just, you know, they just got to slap some sense into each other. I think it's surprisingly, it's not going to be Andy or Rek'Lats talking. It's going to be probably Matt Av talking. He's going to be like, all right, listen the hell up. you guys did not play mid jungle well properly. All right, this is on you guys to carry. You guys probably weren't communicating that well. You know, there's a lot of times where they just weren't really. It didn't seem like they were taking advantage of timings that they had, and they just weren't on the same page. Like Andy was shoving up mid while Rek'Lat's looking for a jungle fight or looking for an invade potential. Just they weren't really on the same page, and they need to be if they want to win this next game because they are down a team member in the top lane.
What do you think the locker room talk for GIT is? How do you think that's going, coming off of 3 back-to-back wins from previous series?
I think they're on cloud nine at this point. You know, they're happy. They kind of went into the series knowing that it was them at a disadvantage, but they were able to pull out game one. They probably are still playing a bit. They're probably like good shit for us, but we also need to remember that this is a really good team, and it's not going to be an easy game too. So they're probably trying to keep their heads level and just seeing how they can go into game two and just keep the momentum up.
Yeah, the name of the game right now is not to get complacent. Scott had an extremely good game on a very comfortable pick of his. He may not get that luxury this game, so.
Shannon points like my crypto wallet. All right, we're gonna be jumping into second ban phase here. And Lilia, Sylas, same bans. Vigar and Nivi, or Vigar, Aesol, and Skarner. So don't have to ban out the Viego, but the brand is open. So I wonder what they will try and respond. So they do grab the brand. See what they're gonna grab for the 1-2 for GIT here on the red side. Actually, no, wait. That is GIT picking up the brand B1.
Taking it away.
Okay, so that could be either. That could be, yeah, DevMets and Orion both play it. So that could be flex to AP carry or jungle.
So maybe a Nami to follow. Brand Nami is a staple bot lane if you want to play it as a carry. But if you want to hide where you want to put that and just use the brand as a flex, obviously you're not going to pick the support here.
Senna going to be picked up here. What will they respond with it? Usually you want to grab probably a jungle here, or yeah, we're going to be seeing the Kayn. So Rek'Lat is like, all right, Viego wasn't it. I need to be on something that can probably have a bit more like single target reliability rather than I need to play for resets. And you're going to be seeing the Nami hover, so I think that secures it. Going to be brand Nami bot lane.
Yeah, it is a brand Nami. And notorious lane, extremely strong brand Nami. You just E every time Brand wants to use his E.
Yeah. And it's going to be rough for the Senna lane. Typically, Senna likes a bit more skirmishy, but if you can outrange her, she does not like it.
Especially when you play double range. Senna excels when you have a melee support that you get to just free hit and just stack off for free.
I do not like the Syndra. I don't like that. With Kassadin being open, and it's going to be one of Andy's champions that he likes to play, with a triple AP mid bot side, I think it's a free Kassadin. You just ban out AD junglers.
I agree.
Instead, we're going to be opting in for the Fizz. Okay, so he's opting away from just, team fight scaling with the Kassadin, instead opting for, all right, I need to carry this game. All right, Kassadin is too, slow, takes time. Fizz is like, all right, I'm going to move around with my Kayn. I'm going to put pressure on Syndra. I'm never going to die. I'm going to have a lot of kill pressure, and I'm going to try and snowball the game.
This is interesting because I don't know how the Fizz Syndra matchup notoriously goes, but I know Andy is extremely, and I mean extremely comfortable on the Fizz. So I think this is him just bringing his massive little 2-inch wiener out and just trying to lay it on Moxian's forehead and just see what happens.
No, it's a very Fizz heavy matchup. The Syndra stun is very telegraphed, and you can always just dodge the Syndra ultimate with your E. So you're gonna struggle as a Syndra in this lane. Will we see buff Mord? Probably not. Nugget. He's still a pretty bad champion.
So my question is, who do you pick up jungle here to help facilitate Syndra's weakness in the mid lane?
Probably Viego. They like the Syndra. Orion and Moxian love the Syndra Viego synergy just because they could play for that pick potential. you know, Syndra just gets a quick reset and allows the Viego to get that reset as well.
Okay. And I think you need some AD damage too as well. So I think the Viego is a really good pickup. Then what are you playing at the top? Are you looking for a hard tank top laner to try and give you some front line? The Galio.
Wow, Galio top lane just gonna be blinded, really? Unless that's Galio support. All right, that is another AP mage, anti-AP mage. Going to be really good engage for the Senna. If they find a quick knock-up onto Brand, they could easily burst them with a Kayn Fizz. Kayn, one synergy I like is that Kayn can go inside someone's body, and then Galio can ult. So they will be right on the center.
Scott gets his Darius, too.
Yeah.
The Galio most definitely can be APC, and the Senna could still just, you know, be the support.
Yeah.
Or you could have Senna ADC and the Galio support. You could play this either way. But I think the Maokai.
Okay. Maokai has to go Phase Rush in this matchup. I don't know if Ape realizes that, but he needs to go Phase Rush. Otherwise, Darius will just run him down. I get that they want more engage, but I really don't like that.
I like the Galio answer to the Brand army.
Mm-hmm.
But I just don't know how Senna comes into the equation. I think Senna still just sits and struggles, and if Galio tries to E and ever, I think he just gets stunned.
Yeah.
One shot.
He'll try and E on a Brand. Nami just hit the bubble. Can't ever get a W charge off, so it doesn't really matter. Brand will just walk away. So it's probably going to be Galio having to turn on to Nami, but once again, it's a straight line dash, and Nami loves those straight line dashes. So it's going to be a rough time in the bot lane, just because Brand will just be perma-shoving this wave.
I'm interested to see how the Senna opts to play this bot lane. I really hope that it has some agency, but I just don't see it working.
Yeah. Now, all right, let's looking at these team comps. All right, you looking at GIT, they don't have that stable, you know, ranged 80 carry damage. They're gonna have to rely on the Brand for the sustained damage, which is gonna be rough into the Maokai. But the Darius is gonna have a free time into that Maokai, so the Maokai won't be as like accelerated as he should to get to that point where he's just that super tank. Viego will have a fun time just playing around topside because they're 3v3 topside. It's brutal for GIT it's brutal for In Memory of Paul. You don't ever win that topside just because of how much damage GIT has. They're going to be having to look to play around bot. Fizz is going to be shoving in mid waves. He's going to be putting pressure on Syndra, and he's going to look to roam bot lane. They're going to try and shove in the bot lane with Galio's passive and Q and look to dive them on repeat and try and get the Kayn and Fizz accelerated. So it's going to be interesting to see how they play around their bot lanes this game.
Yeah, I'm just looking at these teams, and I'm really liking GIT's team here.
Yeah.
Other than the mid lane matchup, I think that struggles, you know, from what you tell me. I'm really liking the rest of the map. I really like the Darius into the Maokai. I think that's hard for Maokai to really do much. And the Viego into the Kayn, I think the Viego has really good lanes. I think he, like you say, pairs well with the Syndra. I think it could just walk top and you can get 6 grubs very easily on this Darius.
Yeah, and I really don't see Viego playing too much around bot side just because Brand Nami doesn't have the best setup. They're better when people are coming into them rather than when they have to go into other people. So I think, like you said, he's going to be able to get those grubs for free. Darius is going to be an absolute menace. Fizz won't be able to do shit to him later. So Maokai won't be able to do shit to him later. If he gets 6 Void Grubs, he'll take turrets for free. For fuck's sakes, caster, put a Gamba. I would like to say something, but I can't. All right. All I'm going to say is Ligma. All right, fuck you.
I'm surprised Nugget remembered.
Yeah, surprised
Isn't
he
that
didn't.
guy like a senior or something?
Yeah, he's probably senile at this point.
Yeah. I heard he just got approved for his senior bus pass. So
yeah.
Congratulations, Nugget.
Second-rate caster and a third-rate top laner. Shut up, Al. I'm gonna be nice today, Ari. I love Nugget. I'm not gonna be mean. I could say something mean right now. Yeah, that's all you got going for you, brother.
Here we go. Game 2.
Too broke to
I'm
make
extremely
caster drink.
interested in this.
I still have some Bacardi left from the other night, but I don't feel like drinking it right now because it is 2 in the afternoon.
Yeah. Let's not have another paradox incident.
It's
Let's
okay,
just
man.
drink
I only got like a fifth of the bottle left. That would be tipsy paradox. That's not even how bad I got.
And this, would you consider the first game an upset? Because Andy seems to think that the power isn't there like it was last season, sorry, with his team.
I definitely think they're a lot weaker. I think them losing bot lane, Sedge Lover moving from the top lane, Spooky Action moving away from AD carry, they are a lot weaker. They don't have that stability in the bot lane like they had last season. So I don't think it's as big of an upset, but they are still the favorites from last season. They are the reigning champs, so there were some expectations for them to be better. So I think it's an upset, but a small one.
On paper, I don't think they're better. You put that on the support role, Jordan, and then you lose a comfortable top laner, and you put them ADC, and then yeah. So on paper, rank doesn't mean everything. A lot of it's role based.
Yeah, and they had been playing for a long time with those roles. Like they just have the synergy together from just playing over the years.
Yeah. But I like watching Brand Nami. I think if you know how to play it right, it's extremely aggressive and it's really fun to watch. If you don't know how to play it right, I think you kind of just get run over. So I'm interested to see how comfortable they are and how well practiced it is. Well, that's a good start.
And getting some good chunk damage. But Galio doesn't really care about this poke. Bro has D-Shield, probably second wind. He's just going to scale up. Does he have second wind? He has bone plating, brother. Why do you have bone plating? Alright, who let Mobilytics do his runes for him? Andy getting a quick trade here into the mid lane. And one thing I like is that he went for the Corrupting Pot. So Corrupting Pot going to allow him to stay in lane a bit longer. Going to give him some more poke damage. Won't have as much kill pressure, but will be able to just sustain through the poke of the Sivir, or of the Syndra. And let's see. Looking at top lane, not going to be able to crash the third wave here, so Rek'Lats, if he wanted to, could look for a top gank, but he's pathing away, so nothing to be seen here.
And junglers opt in different paths there. Ryan opted in a path Red Raptors in the top side, and you're getting the full clear out of Sam, just pathing top to bottom.
Ooh, Spice taking a pretty rough trade, fighting in that minion wave. Already about down to a third mana. Devmet's just focusing on CSing at the moment. Ooh, good trade by Ape here. Andy gonna look for an engage. Doesn't get the W off, and Orion is here for a counter engage. Probably gonna force out Andy's flash. Gonna get the W connection, but no, nice job using the Q to run to safety to his turret.
Really well played by Andy to get out there, not having a burn flash. But good gank timing by Orion.
Yeah.
Andy was not expecting it.
Yeah, put himself a little bit behind Sam's early pathing here, but will relieve some pressure from the mid lane. And without TP, he's down to his last Corrupting Pot, so he's pretty much out of item right now. Yuumi bot gonna get caught by the Nami bubble. Devmet's gonna get hit by the Senna W and flash onto his support here. Unfortunately, gonna force Hooter flash away, and that will be Yuumi bot picking up the first blood here in the bot lane.
And it looked really good till it wasn't, till that Kane came out of the wall. The bubble was great, but they just don't have anything to follow up on it. Not yet, anyway. Brand needs, he needs some levels. That champion does not need items, it just needs levels.
And Ape having an unfun time here in top lane. Scott gonna take a turret shot, so not as bad as it could have been.
Scott's been doing that a lot in this series and previous series. We need to get this guy in the practice tool and turn AI turret indicator on.
Yeah, it's understandable. All right, since the new changes, the top side of red side has been kind of construed. Speaking of that, we're going to be seeing early gank here in the top lane. Rek'Lat's going to find something onto Scott. Scott trying to flash out, trying to buy some time for CDs to come back up, but won't have enough time, unfortunately. And that will be a kill going over to Rek'Lat, so he is accelerated, and it removes some pressure from Ape here in the top lane.
Yeah, and Ape wanted that after game 1, right? Ape wanted a little bit of love, just something to carry him over. He doesn't mind going behind in CS, but don't leave him on an island.
Yeah,
Ape's a jungler.
He's going to struggle here in the top lane, but he's doing a pretty good job. Like I said, I think he was listening to stream. He did pick up the phase rush, so won't be able to die, but staying in lane without mana. Wait, I just realized that's TP Darius. Huh? Okay, Scott, why? Okay, there are a few champions in this game you just have to go Ghost on, and Darius is one of those characters.
I agree. I think, you know, that's the right decision. But given the way... Hold on a second.
Ooh, Swice getting some good trades. Demet's getting some good return damage, but...
Given the way this guy's been TPing, and he's been changing the tide of so many fights across these two series... I understand the TP. I think he's really impacted the game, and he's one of few people that is using TP correctly in the rec league.
It's just going to be a feels bad moment later on. Orion getting a good catch out onto Rek'Lat in his jungle here. And with the movement coming from the top lane, going to be able to find that kill. Orion, though, getting jumped on by Andy. Going to fail the flash, but will be able to secure the kill with the Ignite. Doesn't have the mana, though, and that will probably be kill going over to Moxian because the E will not come up in time. So 2 for 1 in favor of GIT. Not the worst scenario.
But a kill on a Fizz is never ideal.
Yeah.
So it's nice that Moxian got the return kill.
It's still going to be a rough matchup. But the good thing is that they do have Darius, who does have those jungle modifiers, so he can try and do these solo.
Moxian does still have TP, so it's not like he's going to lose anything. He walks back mid, catches the wave that's just at his tower, and he can comfortably sit here until he's, you know, out of health and mana. So he's in a really good spot right now.
Yeah, the wave's in a pretty bad spot for Andy. Gonna look to just sack those mid waves. So surprisingly, Andy's actually just sacking a lot of mid waves to move around the map here, which is pretty bad because now you see Moxian's already up a level on him. All right, Moxian, yeah, Andy just hit level 6. He's like 25% of the way there to 7, and Moxian's already like 25% of the way to 8. So it's not something you want to see. You don't want to see the Syndra just being kind of allowed to scale for free.
And Andy opting to get the crash in and start moving into the bot side jungle. I like that over just letting it slow push into him. He picks up what he can, and he's immediately on the map, and he's looking bot here for a double kill.
Yeah, Devmet's going to get caught out by the Galio taunt, but he's going to find a really good roam timer. Rek'Lat's going to be picking up the kill, and this will probably be Devmet's dying as well to the Galio. Just waiting for the CDs to come back up.
Devmet's is going to take him on a little trip here. He's just going to try and waste as much time as possible.
But the chum from below is just going to be used by the Fizz to... Or is it Chum the... It's Chum the Waters, I think, actually, right?
Yeah,
Chum the Waters. Yeah.
And you really wanted that to go on Fizz, but Madav seems to pick it up. Madav looked like he was just going to leave.
He's just using it just to, I guess, maybe try and find a return kill. That's the only reason why he used Ignite there. One thing I am surprised, though, is that Ape is playing a lot better on the Maokai. Not going as down as much as he did as the Ornn. Doing a pretty good job to stabilize this lane. Scott's in kill threshold. Like, if Rek'Lat comes flying through the wall already on that blue cane, he could get an easy kill, and I think Scott's going to realize that. Might take a reset here. Low-key, if I'm Ape, I'm calling Rek'Lat's top lane here.
They saw him. They got a question mark ping on him. He must have just been in range. So Orion's set up for this.
Yeah, Orion going to catch out Rek'Lat's here in the jungle. Ultimate going to be used by Ape here to help his jungler get out there. Sedge Lover looking to engage onto the bot lane here, but nothing going to be found.
And just to keep everybody updated, Senna is on 31 stacks right now at 10 minutes, so it's not horrible.
It's not horrible.
I've
Could be
seen
better.
I've seen
Ooh,
worse.
Ape going to find the reset on Scott, who looks like he was just standing in the shop. Unfortunately, gonna be able to flash away, but we'll force out Rekletz's flash. But probably an avoidable death there if he was paying attention.
Yeah, and I think Reklex could have also saved his flash if he chucked himself out on the other way of the Kana.
Yeah, he definitely misplayed that. Definitely looks like he's a bit rusty on the cane mechanics.
But he said enough for
Ooh,
Moxie
Chum the
there.
Water is going to find him to Moxie, who has flash available. Now, will they be able to punish that timer is the real question. They just used the Andy's ultimate. Will be up a lot sooner than Moxian's flash.
And Chum the Waters is not a ridiculously long cooldown. It's only 87 seconds level 1.
It's a pretty short cooldown.
And they're on the hunt here. They're moving.
One thing I am really surprised by GIT is their vision control. Like, they've had a lot of good wards and brushes that have been allowed to just keep them vision, keep them safe in both these games so far.
That's one thing that I will always say Swice is extremely good at, is vision control. This man tends to usually have the highest vision score no matter who the opposition support is. He's very, very adept at just wanting everything.
Swice roaming? Do my eyes deceive me? I guess they do. Ooh, Reklatz? Or, sorry. I see Viego and I think Reklatz. Orion going to be able to pick up the Void Grubs here. We'll be able to grab 6 for the Darius. So as we were talking about in a loading screen and champ select, this Darius is going to be a menace in the side lane. I low-key want to see him go Triforce next and just force the Maokai to always be matching him.
And he does have the TP, so that's, you know, he's able to do that.
It's gonna be putting Scott's knowledge of top lane and side lane macro to challenge here. Because that is one of the best ways to play as a top laner, is that if you're able to get that small lead and you're able to know when to be in a side lane, when you need to be there, you can get a lot of gold for your team and just for yourself.
And that's why it always pains me to see people give tier 2 turrets away, but hold on.
Swice just going to get caught out here by Kane, who is a blue form. Will be forced to flash away. Orion will use the Heartbreaker to get out of that. Will die in the end. Double kill going over to Andy here. Scott going to TP in. Ape going to follow up. Ultimate going to be used by Maokai, and that's going to be a dead Darius, unfortunately. Triple kill for Andy here. That is rough.
And this is what they needed. They needed Andy to snowball this game. He needed the confidence back. He needed, you know, and they've given that. They've given him a couple free kills. Moxian was laning into him extremely well, building a small CS lead. But one fight like that, and sorry, Moxian, it does not matter how well you've played.
Yeah. Now, the good thing is that Moxian did go for the early Verdant Barrier, so Andy won't have the kill pressure, but it will just now be Andy. He's just going to start roaming. And this is where the issue comes in. Now that he's probably going to have Lichbane on base, he has a lot of movement speed. He can move around the map a lot faster than the Syndra can. That's going in League Video 20 for sure. True. 2009 Dad Rock playlist in the background.
You know, Sam as well. Sam's playing extremely well this game. And the more I'm watching them play, the more I'm liking this comp they got. They got the Galio with the Cane. Sorry, I started over my words real. It's extremely well to know that you have a Galio to ult you as soon as you come out of Kanar. And that it makes it more comfortable going blue Cane, right?
Yeah. But also the really just good adaptability from In Memory of Paul. Going to be jumping in onto Moxian here. Doesn't have enough damage though, but Sedge Lover will be here to follow up here, and they will be able to get the kill. Andy going back in onto Orion, who doesn't have the Heartbreaker just yet. Double kill going over to Sedge Lover, and here's that Galio like we were talking about. I like that they had the flexibility to realize, okay, it's Brand Nami bot lane. Let's just go for the Galio. It's going to nullify that lane. We're going to still have the Senna scaling, and I just like the adaptability from them.
And it pairs really well with the Maokai, Kayn, Fizz. All these champions that use their buttons to be in the other opposition's face. And Galio just ults on top and nullifies, like you say, the Syndra, the Brand, the Nami damage. So
And
it's really well.
this Darius is behind as well as the Viego. They're lacking 80 damage this game, so it's gonna be rough here in the mid game. It seems really grim for GIT here.
Now Madav has Sedge Lover has so much confidence in this lane. Now he has the Kanik Rooken.
Kanik Rooken building towards that wit's end, doesn't have to worry about any physical damage. He's the same level as Orion. He is, Jesus. Yeah, once he gets that passive, it is like a 808 magic shield with Kanik. So unfortunately, just going to face check that brush, and that will be a shutdown going over to... Excuse me, shutdown going over to Orion, but at the same time, they are putting pressure on Moxian here in the mid lane. A Fizz with a lead is a miserable time for a Syndra.
Exactly, and Moxian's feeling it. Moxian played the early game well. He's just now, it's a byproduct of the fight. Earlier.
Going to get flashed on by Scott, but will die to the turret, so we'll be a 1-for-1.
Scott just trying to get himself back in this game, right? Scott knows that, you know, there's a little bit of a timer. Him and Orion are the only AD damage. He needs to be winning the side lane for his team to have any chance.
Yeah. Excuse me. And like I said, this is just another time where it really just, you can see Ape's inexperience in the top lane. You see a Darius charging up Q like that on you, you should be preemptively flashing. You shouldn't be falling for that. And unfortunately going to trade 1-for-1. If he reacted to it in time, probably would have gotten the kill onto Scott.
This mid-game's shaping up to be a bloodbath with this Fizz and this Kayn.
2-item Kayn. He's going to be one-shotting that Nami and that Brand.
And I don't know how they answer it. I don't know how you deal with this Fizz and this Kayn.
You don't. Moxie now just going to be towered over. This Sedge Lover can just tank it for like 5 years. Has the Aftershock. TP going to be used by, it seems, Scott here, but Ape's going to do a good job
canceling it.
Canceling it, yeah, sorry. I just brain fart, couldn't think of the word.
Pretty good.
A good job by Ape there to stop that. Scott looking for another TP. Could have potentially turned the fight there, but going to sacrifice some of his HP and just going to disengage him. Only going to turn into a 1-for-1.
This turret.
Yeah,
Ape,
no.
This turret is gone. This wave, this turret is gone. Ape needs to look to try and impact the... if they go for this dragon with this TP.
Yeah, it looks like he's playing back. Might just look to just sack it.
He's contesting. He's trying to keep it up.
Darius isn't really a champion that... He can, actually. He just kind of stonewall it just because he has the W and the Q cooldowns.
Oh, wrong way.
Wait, Scott should die for it. He just fights him with the Sunfire. Just save the W. Ultimate going to be used by Senna to at least secure some damage for him, and that will be a kill going over to Ape.
And that's not even first turret.
TP going to be coming out of Ape here. Now, I know Moxton's tilted. I'm already hearing the come on, dudes.
Yeah, come on, dude.
Orion going to try and tear back. And he's going to use the Zanyas. He should have enough cooldowns. Yeah, he's just going to get away. Oh, he's going to try and flash out with the Nami ult. Won't be able to, and that's the mental. Mental's gone after that. The fact that Andy was allowed to live there, I already know Moxian is tilted that Andy lives.
Yeah, that's really upsetting if you're on the side of GIT. That 600 gold bounty, it was 500 at the time, but the 600 gold bounty would have been extremely nice to put that on DevMets, try and help him come into this game a little bit more.
Yeah, try and get him closer to that Rylai's power spike of his. Let's see, what is Devin? Okay, so Devin's actually maxing Q second instead of E second. I was told recently that you're supposed to max E second instead of Q, so...
You are. Oh, sorry, I thought you was talking about... different. I thought you were talking about Nami.
No, I'm talking about the brand. Yeah.
Yeah, my bad.
Looks like Sedge Lover DC'd potentially, and Scott taking advantage of that.
Or he's just laughing at him. Okay, no.
Okay, seems like a lot of people are lagging. Might be having some potential server issues, who knows? Hopefully it's not too long. But alright. Now that we're going to pause, let's take a breather. Let's just look at the whole map. How are you going to get back in this game if you are GIT?
As much as I hate to say it, I think you have to do it in your 2v2 side lane with Darius. I don't see a way with this Galio as strong as he is with a Koenig Rooken, and Fizz as strong as he is just able to one-shot any of the 3 Syndra, Brand, Nami. I don't see how you get back in this game. That I think Darius needs to be in a side lane, somehow collect some tier 2 turrets, get 700 gold in his pocket, and start to run away with the game. I think he's the only one that can answer half of that team, at least Galio. And if Galio's alive, there's just way too much happening for GIT to be able to walk past Galio.
And this is the part of the game where it's a pretty feels bad for the Darius, though, is that he can put pressure on the side lane. The only issue is he's lacking that ghost extra pressure. Like, the ghost gives Darius just so much chase down potential that it's just making him unplayable into the Maokai just because he has that phase rush. So it's going to be a bit of a struggle for him in the side lane. They might even look for something here. Another pause coming in. Moxian was not ready.
Moxian did get a question mark picked. So.
No. It takes a little time for the game to catch back up after a pause. So yeah, see, now it's going to pause for like 5-10 seconds here while it catches back up.
Hopefully.
Should. Please.
Yeah. Uh-oh. The second game curse.
All these damn pauses. Low-key, it might be the pauses that may be causing this. Okay, never mind.
No, we're good, we're good.
Okay, we're good. Thankfully, since the new patch, it hasn't been happening too much recently. They are going to look on to Scott here, and Rek'Lat's able to dodge most of the healing from Scott's Q. They're just holding him down. They have so much CC. Andy's finally here to finish him off. That's another kill going over to Andy here in the mid lane.
And Andy's gone defensive with his second item. So it's going to be really hard to kill Andy too.
He's going full CDR.
Item, once he gets this third item, he's going to be hitting like an absolute truck.
Already at 55 CDR. His E is only a 5-second cooldown at this point in the game, so you can E in, go for a quick trade, Zanya's, and by the time your Zanya's runs out, you're already Eing away. It's a very nuisancey build.
And that's what he needs this game.
Oh, Ryan just caught out on vision, and yeah, brother, that's no longer your jungle. That is Rek'Lat's jungle at that point. Can they potentially look to turn their sights to Baron?
And I like this. How do you... Like, what do you do here? You have Galio with TP. There's no way you walk into this team right now. I really like this call. The 21-minute snap Baron. Andy is just going to turn and one-shot somebody. I hope it's
okay, Matt have TPing in, but he's TPing into the mid wave instead of onto the Baron. Oh, it's getting really low. Ryan's still dead, but Ape's going to be forced to flash over the wall. Rek'Lat's being chased out, but he's going to live on 1 HP. Yuumi bot going to be secured and hole up. Really rough team fight.
Really, really rough.
Yeah, Matt have TP'd so far away. Wasn't able to join in for the longest. Scott able to finally come back into this team fight now. How close
I didn't hate the TP, though. I think you TP mid. It doesn't matter. You still have ult. I think you have to ult Rek'Lat immediately.
Yeah.
Rek'Lat is ulted into somebody right there. If you ult Rek'Lat the second he comes out, that's a triple knockup right there. And that could be the deciding factor in that fight.
And instead, GIT's going to... They're just realizing, yo, that was probably the best fight we're going to get. We have to start something. Oh, and here comes the Galio ultimate. Going to find a nice stun back with the Scatter of the Weak, but a huge two-man stun by Sedge Lover here. Andy going in onto the back line. Going to get a double kill, triple kill. 2 kills picked up for Andy. Reklat's going to find the kill onto Orion here. They're turning their attention, trying to burst down this Darius, who is quite tanky, but with the healing from the Nami, but just not enough. That will be a clean ace for...
And now they start it again.
All right.
This time, this is the safest one. This one's dead.
Yeah, this is gone.
Huge E-flash from Andy there to land on Brand and Nami and just one-shot the pair of them. And then I think he kited out Scott extremely well with the help of Ape. So,
and I think that's all she wrote at this point. I think we're just slowly winding down until the end of the game now. They're on Soul Point, 40 seconds. They have Baron buff. They're going to grab Soul, and it's going to be over from that.
I agree. And,
Let's see.
And Senna is sitting on 80 stacks, so
yeah,
she is fast approaching the 100 stack mark, which makes Senna.
Synerdra's only at 93 as well, so she is 30 away from her finishing hers, so she is extremely far behind. Yeah, Yumibot's doing actually a pretty good job. Usually you want to aim for about 50. Like, the upper echelon is 50 every 10 minutes, but 80 at 23, it's not bad. We like to closer like 95, but he's doing a good job. They're going to find Orion caught out here onto his Krug camp. Going to try and use the Heartbreaker to disengage, but not going to be able to find any. Sedge Lover going in with a big 3-man taunt. Double kill, triple kill. This is just looking like the Andy and Reklat show, and this is what Mad Have, I hope, spoke into them. They're like, all right, y'all need to do something different this game, and I liked what they showed.
And Madhav's the type of guy to say it too.
Yeah, he's not the shy away.
No, he's as much a voice in this team as Andy and Reklat's is. So I'm glad that they gave us this game too, because game 1 was not looking like typical them. And Moxian just falling here. There's not much he can do.
Brother, you had 77 at like 30. That's bad.
I never said it was bad, Mike. I wasn't co-casting that. So the caster might be a lizard, but the co-caster, he's alright.
He's being facetious with that 25, right? It was closer to 30 minutes than 25.
I don't even remember what.
Exactly. That's how forgettable. That's how forgettable that game is.
Oof. Yeah, memory of Paul here, picking up Ocean Soul too. Now Galio and Maokai, I don't think you get food.
Yeah, no, we're just waiting for them to end the game at this point. Though after game 1, I think they just kind of want to have fun. They finally realize, wait, Scott's in this bush. Wait, let's fuck him up. And yeah, Ape's just gonna hold him down while Yumi just beats the hell out of him. Yeah.
And he tried.
He tried something. Oh no, now Orion's getting doped. Chum the Water is gonna connect.
Big predict.
Gonna try and use the Heartbreaker, but won't time it properly. And he's just gonna bleed out to Fizz's W passive. Oh no, Devin queuing the wrong way. Gonna be forced to flash away. And they're just tower diving them, and they can do that because Galio can just tank for forever. Andy doing some trolling. Ape going to use the ultimate. Going to turn on to Devin here. We'll be able to secure the kill. Looking to go deeper onto Moxian here, but they're just playing with their food at this point.
Yeah, there's not much GIT can do. They had their run. They were good for 3 games.
Andy going a bit deep, but will not be able to get the E cooldown back up in time. We'll be at least get 1K going over to Syndra, so not the worst, but I still don't think it's going to change much.
This is their last-ditch effort to try and crawl Syndra back into this game.
Yeah, they're realizing, like, wait a minute. Let me just be a death bot. Let me make sure that my 1K bounty on the Kayn gets away. Orion trying to E over a wall as Galio kind of signifies how this game's gone.
Hey. Not everybody's played every champion. Diego is hard. And you could tell Andy's got some pent-up aggression from game 1. Just by the way he dove that inhibitor turret with no Zhonya's. You know, E used, no flash.
Yeah, just kind of playing for fun at this point. Bet they're giggling in chat. Now they're like, okay, guys, let's take this a little serious. Let's close this out. Make sure we get the win.
And we're at 108 stacks at 28. So, not only do you have Kane and Fizz that are a huge problem for you this game, Senna is now also a huge problem.
Yeah, she's slowly scaling up. She's already at 100 bonus range. She has, what, 725 base range? With the RC, she's at 850, so she's autoing from Narnia. Gonna catch out Moxie in here, though, but who doesn't have enough damage. And that's the power of the Ocean Soul. Bro was just slowly healing up in that fight, and the heal pops, so won't have enough damage from Moxie, who has to build super defensively this game.
And that feels extremely rough. If you are a Syndra and you can't one-shot a Senna, you know we got big problems.
Yeah. If you have to build that defensive as a Syndra, it's just a rough game.
And his scoreline doesn't reflect how well he played this early game. He played extremely well.
Yeah.
Devmet's
just
gone.
He's just autopiloting at this point. He's like, ooh, let me walk at the wave. Scott's just fighting for fun. But if you're GIT, yeah, you guys lost. But you also got to realize you guys played really well today. You know, you came out of the day 3-1. So you know, you're still up there in the leaderboard.
Yeah. And I ate tanking turret for a little bit of fun. Here goes Moxie in again. I might be able to. Who am I coping? My bad. Yeah, I was gonna say, what's the etiquette when it's a 1-1 series? Can we just pick MVPs from both games? Because I think that's the only way we could pick it in this series.
Yeah, both games were kind of just stomps. Let's see. How did game 1 go? I already forgot, low-key.
The Scott show in top lane. But then he sprinted at game 2. But now it's the Andy and Reklet show in game 2, but Sam
we can give
sprinted
co-MVPs. I'd say out of Reklet and Andy, who had more pressure, I think they kind of just worked together.
They did.
Versus Scott, who kind of just did it on his own. Jesus Christ. Bro's shield evaporated, and Swice almost dead. Gonna flash afterwards.
And this is game.
Yep. Oh. Galio's shield gonna buy some time. Gonna force out the Syndra ult before he ticks to the ignite. True.
What are we waiting for here?
I don't know. I can see my client.
It's 9-41.
I can see my client on the sides pinging me, so I already know the game's over. So hopefully it'll be over in the next 2 minutes. I guess they're gonna grab Baron here in the end. Really feels unnecessary. I feel like this game should have been over 10 minutes ago if the team was, you know, not trolling and dicking around.
They wanted to make a statement, right? They wanted you to know, game 1, you got lucky. Game 2, this is how we typically play. Next time we meet you in a series, this is how it's gonna go.
Yeah, it was kind of BM.
True.
It's also BM for the viewers because I'm falling asleep at this point. Just end the game, man.
I don't care if they're having fun. As long as they're having fun. The other team ain't, but hey, they had their fun game 1, so.
True. They had fun the previous series.
Exactly. They've had enough fun today. And they made everyone wake up early, so.
And also, Andy is Mr. Stat Patter. He loves drawing out games to try and get as many kills as he can.
Leave video 20, man. He's got to get some clips.
Alright,
This is the last fight.
Alright, Scott's gonna get caught out here. He's gonna be jumped on by Andy. Gonna get the reset. Yumibot's gonna secure the kill. At the same time, they're trying to find a kill on the 8, but that's an Ocean Dragon, Ocean Soul Maokai, brother. That thing ain't dying, especially when you have no like 80 carry DPS.
It hurts his Bram when you press R and nobody's health goes down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, having to build Zanya's third so you don't die in a nanosecond as Bran is really rough.
And that's all she wrote.
That's gonna be
So
it.
we got opposite ends of the spectrum.
46-9 in favor of Memory of Paul. Probably could have ended sooner.
So yeah, I would argue for two separate interviews.
Oh, we can't take turrets because except Senna, Ruffle. How is this BM? Brother, just dive them. Huh? You guys got fucking a pocket that's literally the size of Narnia. Just throw that shit at them.
Sam, I did not care. You guys have your fun. You know, I don't give a shit.
That's gonna be it. All right, MVP. I think I'd probably just give it to Scott just because I feel like he kind of 1v9 game one, and this game was kind of more just a 2v. 2v, what's it called? This is just the Andy Recklatz show. Plus, we get the Scott to talk about the first series as well.
Do we got to give one or can we get two for separate games?
It's up
Is there
to.
any rule about?
This doesn't really matter because MVP is just kind of like there's nobody actually really keeping track of MVP.
Okay, yeah, I think we get two separate interviews. Then we just have quick interviews. I think we have Scott for game one, and we can talk about game one and game two, and then we can pull.
Yeah.
I'd say probably Andy because he played relatively well game one.
Let's do Andy and Recklatz first because then we can ask Scott about the first series because we didn't do an interview for their series against Tuss team.
Okay, yeah, we'll do that. So Andy or Sam or both.
Whoever they want to send, really. I like that meme that Al just posted.
Oh, it's both.
They talked to Orion after first series?
Yeah, we talked
to
Orion.
Oh, never mind then.
Yeah.
Okay, then yeah.
Jakey.
Hey, how's it going?
You're looking cute today.
Thank you. You sound cute.
Thanks, bro.
Bro sounds
Let's
tired.
talk about the game. Let's talk about the game, dude. What? Talk to me about game one. I'm not gonna ask you any specific question. I just want to know what happened.
Aatrox is a fucking beast, dude.
Yeah, that champion.
That guy went
disgusting.
crazy. That guy was like fucking doing kickflips on our shit, and like, yeah, it was kind of crazy.
All right, let's talk about how'd you guys go into game two? How'd you guys mental reset after the first game?
Yeah, what's the locker room talk?
What
boys?
first
Talk
game, dude? I don't even know what you're talking about. What first game?
You don't want to talk about the almost 50k damage Aatrox?
What first? No, I said he was kick flipping on us, and then we go into game two. What first game, dude? What are you talking about? I don't remember a first game, bro.
All right.
Okay, well that sums up that locker room talk. Did you flame anyone?
No, we
Be honest.
Yeah, did Matt have snap y'all into fucking shape after your first game?
The only thing that was remotely flame was Andy's like, Sam, you had a lead, and you need to not just walk in dumb places and die. And I was like, yeah, I agree. And then that's kind of that's about the extent of the flame we had. Yeah, no, I had that first game was me to lose.
He wrote 40 CS and 3-1.
Yeah,
It was looking really good.
That's
I didn't
okay.
respect
Listen.
Malphite 6. I didn't respect Malphite 6.
I'm gonna stand by my jungler. Okay, he played well. Unfortunately, a lot of the practice he's been doing has been on AP Twitch support. So,
AP Rumble support.
AP Rumble support. So he wasn't as comfy on his Viego, but just a few games to shake off the rust. We'll be back there. No worries.
Also, you guys all fell for my ruse. I've been playing Viego the last 2 seasons. The champion sucks. That's evidence right there. Orion couldn't pull it off. I couldn't pull it off. And now all you guys are playing it because you're all following me. You sheep. The champion sucks. Don't pick it again.
Yep.
Pulled it off though.
Yeah.
That's well, he's just a stand above.
He's goated. He's just different, bro.
He's built different.
Yeah, that's
my boy.
How'd you guys enjoy having it open in the top lane there, game 2?
I liked it. You guys want flaming Maokai into Darius? He gave me 3 kills and then solo killed him. Like, hello? That's perfect.
Who flamed it?
I did.
I saw the chat and the casters were like, oh my god, they're gonna pick Maokai into Darius? Is he brain damaged? Nah, the fucker rocked him.
Don't say that shit. I never said nothing of the sorts.
All right, it's not my fault that Darius took Ghost took TP instead of Ghost and didn't just run him down on repeat.
I backed Ape every step of the way. That's my fucking teammate. Don't you try make me out to be a bad person.
Yeah, don't get Jake mad, man. He's happy today.
I'll rile up, dude. I haven't eaten. I had to fucking run home to cast the game series 1.
I see people yapping in chat. I didn't get a single gank both games.
Ah,
Agreed, Sam?
here we go. All right.
No,
Okay, let's
I
talk
said it
about
before.
Agreed.
the
Okay, we
jungle
ganked top, we
jungle
ganked bot.
gank
We
mid
didn't come mid,
merchant.
bro. No worries.
No,
No worries.
we did
I'm
talk
sick
about
of this
buffs. There's
guy.
a reason. I think if you look at all the mids and the respect level for Andy, I think Moxian's the respect level for me. I think Moxian's the most afraid of us, and that dude plays under his tier 2 the entire game.
It's actually impossible to gank Moxian. That's true.
Moxian literally against us, against like other teams. I watched him push up. He's like, yeah, I can hit the turret. Go for plates against us. He's like, okay, they're on the bot lane, but that means he's coming mid next. I'm gonna hide under tier 3, and then he just does that. Like I don't know. It's pretty hard to gank him.
True.
Also,
he
Moxian, that
played
5-man
well.
bot, you were overextended. You were standing under your tower. You should have been standing in your fountain. That's a you problem, I think.
Yeah, but Moxian, you got to give him his flowers. He played really well in the early game. You just got a triple kill bot, and then it went bad from there. But he did play the early game really well, given the matchup.
He also played well. He played well game 1 too.
Yeah,
his
Ari was clean.
Yeah, his Ari was good.
So. He did. Yeah, so I guess we've already given MVP for the other team, but what about this game? Who would you give MVP to on the enemy team?
Viego?
Probably Orion early game. He was in a couple really annoying spots, and that caught me off guard twice, I think. That one play.
Oh, yeah, top side.
Top side. I was 3-0. I was looking to gank Scott again, and he was just like coming out of his blue buff and caught me there. And then there was one more time, I think, on the bot side. I think it was like on that second crab spawn, maybe. I don't know. There was another time he was in a really good spot. It was just like, okay, that's
good. They play really well around vision, that team. That's one thing I noticed from casting this series. They play extremely well. They caught you topside when you were going for the gank, and Orion was posted waiting.
Bro, going into game 2 too, I was like, fuck, we need to not, if we don't have vision of them, we cannot play up. We need to be way more put way more respect on them, because they will collapse. And we got picked a shit ton game 1, so game 2 we were a lot more on top of it with the sweepers and the pinks. But yeah, they play extremely well around vision.
Yeah, they're a team to be feared. I don't know where they ranked in the power rankings of Bubbas, All Ganks, and Grapes, but they've played really well both series. So I'm liking what I'm seeing from this team.
They're the real deal.
Good. Don't worry,
also,
Moxian.
Bro, what the fuck is your Aatrox, dog? What?
Don't worry, we're getting him in here when you piss off. We're getting him in here to talk about.
I'm curious to listen to that, because what the hell?
Bro's been practicing.
There's a reason it's banned.
Fucking overtuned, bro.
He's been
banned.
I will say though, Scott has a better Aatrox than me, and I main top lane. I can't play that character. He's been putting a lot of practice onto that champion. So
it's crazy. I straight up tried to ego him level 8 or whatever. I just walked top, tried to ego his ass.
Yeah, and you got pissed
He put me down, bro. He put me down.
I love watching your downfall, Andrew. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Jake. You're a
I
rat,
love watching
you're
Andrew.
All right,
well, you're my boy. Yeah, get out of here.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here.
Hey, thanks for casting. Thanks for casting. Did you cast the previous series too? I didn't get a chance.
I did.
Jake
was here, and it was Koa with him. I think.
Yeah, I was supposed to wake up for it, but my fucking phone died, so my alarm never went off.
I'm putting a fucking shift in on this fucking Saturday.
Hell yeah! Even yesterday, bro did his own series last night with me.
Yeah, peace out. Hey, GT Scott, see ya.
Peace.
Get the fuck out of here. Welcome in.
Hey, how's it going, Scott? How do you feel?
I'm okay. I had a really good time today. 4 games, 3 wins. I mean, I was coattail passenger series 1. Holy shit, Al put me in the dirt. I was so shit in the first series.
It was really surprising to wake up and see a 10-1 Renekton. I was not expecting that.
We had a couple skirmishes, and he was the one to get the kills. And I was like, well, shit, this makes my lane pretty tough.
I got one question. Sorry to cut you off, but I just need to know this. Do you know the turret range?
I don't, dude.
Bro, that turret has been your hardest laner
ever since they changed top lane red side. I get so many turret shots on blue side. I just take so many because it's so hard to tell where it is now.
Taking hella back shots in top lane.
That's the hardest laner you've had all day. I feel is this turret.
Yeah, not Ape, the fucking tier 1 top.
Okay, so the Aatrox incident. You finally got your Aatrox. It's usually banned. What were the comms when you knew it made it first, through ban phase?
So at the time we had been considering running that brand Nami lane. That was kind of the whole draft plan we had go in. But then we were like, wait a minute, this is open. Just lock it in. Like pretty much Ashe, Lilia, and Aatrox. Like anytime we see those make it through bans, we're like, hey, I'd love to play one. And so yeah, we just kind of sent it in. We were like, they might pick Malphite since they banned Silas, so we dealt with that by taking it ourselves. Um, and then yeah, there was nothing really they could do to punish me too much.
Paradox, you got any questions? I can
Sorry.
fire them off.
Oh, no, you can keep going, brother.
He's busy doing some moderation, I see.
Yeah. Sorry, I need to get rid of some slander.
So you guys go 3-up. What's the locker room talk when you're 3-0 up and you're going into game 4 against Andy? Do you think you guys got complacent? You know, you said you was working on the brand Nami pick, so it sounds to me that you had like a comfortable draft that you guys were comfortable with. So what do you think happened in that last game or the locker room talk that led to you guys losing this
Yeah,
second?
we were overwhelmingly excited after the third win, and like we were getting the exact draft that we wanted, and then they locked in Galio, and we were like, hold up.
Wait a minute.
That's in bot lane, I guess. Well, actually, when they put the Galio, I was like, okay, send in the Darius. This might be top. I'll show Jordan how it's done because we remember the Jordan incident where he lost that matchup. And then they brought out the Maokai, and I was like, okay, it's a little hard to stick on that guy. I've seen Pierre play that a decent amount and like either come out even or just survive. Um, and yeah, it just kind of shut down all of our like early game prowess that we were expecting to have because bot lane, I didn't watch what happened, but from the comms, some sort of disaster happened down there, and they went down. They couldn't kill anything because they had healing and magic shield, and then a 202 Kane pull up in top lane and put me down as well.
Yeah, it was all off one. It was one bubble. They thought that they were catching out. I think Galio, but unfortunately they just got turned on because Rek'Lats came out of the shadows.
Yeah, they got the Bubba on Senna. Senna was in a shroud though, so it was hard to follow up on it. And then yeah, Kane came out and yeah, it went bad from there. But you mentioned the comms. You said you didn't really see what happened, but from the comms you got an inkling that it wasn't going too well bot lane. What was being said, if you don't mind releasing that information?
Honestly, game 2 was a bit of a ghost town. There was a lot of silence in me just like vibing and yapping. Like
yeah, it's 4 games of League can kind of tire you out.
Yeah, there was a little bit of like, hey, don't be too over aggressive. Like we do have early damage, but we also scale really well. So like, try not to just like flash yourself in there and give them kills. That was really all I heard. Aside from that, it was just like silence and despair.
Okay, I only got one more question, and then Moxian can do the rest of the interview. How many times did Moxian say, "Come on, man"?
It was less of a come on man and more of a this is so fucking stupid. There's a lot of that one. It's like this is so fucking stupid, man.
Yeah.
I had heard a couple of those get ripped.
Yeah, I felt so bad for him because he laned so well into the Fizz 1v1, and you know everyone's telling me it's a hard matchup. I'm not a mid laner, so I don't know, but he was up on CS. You know, he's gaining slight leads, and
yeah,
you know,
it feels bad when the Fizz leaves lane 0-0 and he comes back 3-0.
Yeah. Paradox, you can ask the all important one.
All right, who are you giving to out of Andy and Rek'Lats? Who's MVP of that second game?
I think it was Rek'Lats. He like snowballed them super early and made sure to like shut down the lanes that were supposed to be winning. Like I do give Ape props for like the way he defended tower when I was trying to use my demolish, and he'd like drag the wave to the side, make me tank a couple shots, and then like when I finally took the tower, I'm about to get my solo kill, and then Senna ult comes up and like damages me and shields him. So I still think it was a Rek'Lats MVP. Like I think he set them up for all that.
Yeah, he did really well. Shame he just entered game 1.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
we
you
don't
guys
talk
are
about
3-1. How does that feel? Like talk to me. You guys, Moxian says that you was place 7 in the power rankings. How does it feel to go 3-1 up?
Yeah, Bubba just likes to place me low. Like I remember when I had Soul Nugget on my team and we finished first in the regular season, he had us in last place in his power rankings. So like I was never nervous. I knew we were like kind of a top 3 or 4 team. These guys, I didn't really expect that much to take a game off them. Like we were doing some serious draft theory to just try to force them into a scenario where we might get a win off of them. But then they just left Aatrox open, and that's how we got it instead.
Okay.
All right.
Anything else to add, Paradox?
No, I think that's going to be all from me and everyone else in the booth. That's going to be all from us today. Tomorrow we have a triple header. We have 3 games, 3 series tomorrow. We have one at 3 p.m. Let's see, 3:30, 5, and I believe 9 o'clock. Yeah, we have 3 games tomorrow, so check us out then. Thank you everybody for joining us in the booth for interviews. Thank you, Jake, for stepping in earlier as well as continuing to cast it with me today.